This video is going to go into detail about how gifts work within Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition. The reason I thought that this was an important video to go over is because of how I think a lot of players use their gifts. To some players, gifts are just powers that werewolves in the game possess, but in truth they are much more than that. The way they are activated and how they do what they do will be explained here. Learning gifts, the mechanics, all Guru can learn any native gifts. Other gifts have prerequisites in the form of auspice or tribe. All gifts also have a total renown requirement, and the Guru must match or exceed that total renown value before they can learn it. If the same gift has different total renown requirements as an auspice or tribe gift, use the lower of the two. Cost and experience is times 2, the new number of gifts that you possess. So if you have 3 gifts and wish to buy a 4th, it would cost 8 experience. Within the story, each gift is taught by a spirit that is listed in the gift description. Some have a particular spirit and some have a spirit type that will teach this gift. Once the Guru knows what kind of spirit it needs to learn the gift from, it needs to find it, convince it to grant it the gift, and then make a pact with it. Spirits grant and enact all gifts, and receiving a gift from a particularly hard to find or recalcitrant spirit might be its own scene or even story. Gifts are called gifts because they are gifted by a spirit. They are not inherent to Guru. They are earned through pacts between a Guru and a spirit. Pacts do not need to be complicated, but they can be. Then, once these pacts are made, and they must be maintained. What is a pact? A pact is a bargain made between a spirit and a Guru to be given a gift. The Guru can be given an objective to do, to be given the gift, can just plead their case for needing the gift, or have already done something deserving the gift, such as having rescued the spirit from some situation. Once the gift is given, then the spirit and Guru complete the pact by agreeing on how to honor the spirit during activation. When the Guru activates the gift in this manner, the spirit fulfills its part of the pact by doing what is expected of it, using gifts. So now a Guru has earned their gift. What do they do with it? Rules-wise, it seems as simple as making a roll or just saying, I am going to use my gift, if no roll is required, but this is incorrect. Gifts are not magic, nor are they easy to keep secretive. Gifts must be activated by something that the Guru does. This is agreed upon by the spirit and the Guru. It could be a whispered prayer, the touching of a brand signifying the spiritual pact, or could be doing something specific to the Guru's pact with the spirit. Most of these are unique, but some can be very similar to other Guru pacts. How to create these gift activations. There are 2 things to keep in mind when deciding on an activation for your gift. That is the action, time for the gift, and the pact between the Guru and the spirit. Gift action time ranges free, minor, and full. Free means that it takes little to no time at all to perform. Activations should reflect this amount of time, so maybe touching a necklace and saying the spirit's name, snapping your fingers and saying the gift's name, or maybe simply just asking the spirit to activate the gift is all that is needed. Minor action takes a bit of time to do, but not enough to be considered a full action. This could be holding on to an item and pleading with the spirit to activate the gift, eating something that the spirit insists upon, and reminding the spirit you're keeping your end of the bargain as you do so, or breaking a small object as you say the spirit's name or gift name. Full actions mean the activation needed takes your full turn. Maybe the Guru must stare in a mirror and speak some poem that the spirit has chosen. The Guru might have to carve some glyph into a part of their body, or even do some symbolic dance as they speak to their spirit and express their desired effect. I laughed a bit thinking of a Ragabash doing a Napoleon Dynamite-style dance, telling their spirit to confuse their enemies, to allow the Guru and the Guru's allies to pass by them unnoticed. What happens after activation? In the system section of the gift, describes the effects of the gift. There could be a roll or a certain effect just happens. What is taking place is that spirit is performing their part of the pact. I will give a couple examples of how I would explain it as a storyteller. Blissful ignorance. The Guru says, Lock to, my friend, I am in need, to your protection, and then puts a cricket into its mouth and begins chewing. Lock to, the chameleon spirit enters the Guru's body and imbues the Guru with a predator-type camouflage, allowing the affect to take place. Whelp body, the Guru gets a piece of rotten meat and places it in their mouth and then removes their shirt, and using 2 of their fingers trace a glyph of pain upon their left arm. The player makes a successful roll with a margin of 2. The person the guru has been watching as they were doing this immediately grabs his head as the disease spirit attacks the person from the umbra, causing them to lose 2 dots from their strength. The person stands frozen in pain, hardly able to move. In the games I run, I like to explain the effect, even if the character would not be able to see it, so it is understood what is happening. This takes place between the player and the storyteller and is unique for them. None of the other characters, including the player character of the one enacting the gift, see what I am describing, but it helps them remember what is actually occurring. Jam technology is much cooler, saying the spirit begins tearing the item's spiritual side, counterpart, into pieces, and the item in the material world stops working. Rather than just saying, your roll is successful, you have jammed the car, and it comes to a stop. Or, a weaver spirit lands on your head and begins spinning webbing over you, and then brushing it away from your eyes, allowing you to see a double vision of the material world and the spiritual world at the same time. It is important if a player is just choosing their gifts that they go through and write down what spirit they learned the gift from, what pact was made, and how the gift is activated, even if the event is not role-played through. I hope that you have learned something new, or at least picked up on something you might like to try in your own games.